Well, today everybody, in this video, we're going to be checking out a drum software that'll help you with your mixes as well as your creativity and writing. Today we're going to be checking out Hertz Drums. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and in the land of digital drums and MIDI drums and ways for me to get drums in my computer, I'm always for it. I'm always on the hunt for trying to find new products and new ways to not only be creative and write, but also to make things more convenient and faster. Enter Hertz Drums. So before we go any further, this is in fact a sponsored video from Hertz Drums, as they're asking me to just share this product with you. However, I don't have anything to do except just hang out, jam, listen to some cool drum tones, and just showcase the product, okay? So, what is Hertz Drums? Well, it's a software instrument, a standalone instrument, and in my opinion, it does three distinctive things. One, it's a really intelligent drum looper, and it's a MIDI instrument, so it can read and play back your MIDI drum tracks in the context of a mix. The third thing, being able to use it in a mix context, is the thing that I'm most excited about. With Hertz Drums, you have the ability to purchase separate MIDI groove packs, as well as different drum packs. They have three different packs, a red one, a blue one, and a white one, and you have the ability to just choose your favorite, drum sounds based on the different packs. It's really cool. They have a lot of different varieties. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to reset up my room and walk through and mix one of my songs called Endorphins using Hertz Drums, and I'll let you guys hear what that sounds like, and let's just check it out. All right, everybody, up on your screen right now, we have an instance of a Logic project using my song Endorphins with all the stems from the actual recording. And then I have the MIDI drums right here being read by Hertz Drums, okay? So I'll let you guys hear what these sound like in a mix, as well as then talk about the different little tweaks that I made to make it more personal for me. All right, let's go. So in my opinion, it's a really present sounding, closed mic type of drum sound, like a small room, not a Ride the Lightning type of sound, a big massive sound. Small in a good way, kind of like a more progressive rock type of sound, hence the preset name, rock metal. All right, so let's dive on in. Let me show you where I did some tweaks to make this more personal to me. And up right here at the top right, there's three little buttons that you could push, and I want to orientate you to them. So first one's audio routing. All right, so like the different ways you want your ins and outs on your different instruments to be, recorded or processed. Up next, we have MIDI routing, and then last but not least, we have audio and MIDI library packs, okay? So now this is where you can load different library packs, like from Hertz Drums or whatever, and you can have, your actual MIDI drums being read through Hertz Drums. All right, so going back to the MIDI routing, the MIDI mapping, this is the most important thing in my opinion, and my favorite thing about this plugin is right here. If you scroll down, you see all the different triggers, the different like keyboard keys or piano keys that you want to use to trigger the different drum sounds. So you can program them, and just in case you're unfamiliar, you can program like whatever key you want to be the trigger for like your kick. You can program that, okay? But what's a bit of a point of conflict and a point of friction with different programs and different ways to create fake drums, MIDI drums, is they all kind of have their own way of working, right? Like they all have their different MIDI mapping presets, right? Anyway, with Hertz Drums right here, you have the ability to kind of adopt the different MIDI mapping and MIDI routing through whatever you've used in the past or what you're most comfortable with. So for example, I'm really familiar with the Superior Drummer and Easy Drummer line from TuneTrack, right? I'll be frank, that's what I've created all my MIDI drums with for the better part of, 4 or 5 years, okay? So with Hertz Drums, you have the ability to use and load up the different presets from a lot of popular different drum programs. So Addictive Drums, Easy Drummer 2, Groove Agent, Logic Pro, Steven Slate Drums 5, and Superior Drummer 3. So when I saw that changed everything, because when I first loaded in the MIDI drums, it wasn't programming right and it wasn't hitting the right cymbals or whatever. It was just a little off. So using the preset and the MIDI mapping of Superior Drummer 3, I was then just able to tell Hertz Drums, hey, read this MIDI file, this MIDI drum track as such. Do it this way. Do it like Superior Drummer 3. Fixed all my problems, and it just plays how it's supposed to sound now. And now Endorphins sounds correct. So I thought that was a huge, nice little added feature, and it was a really nice welcomed thing. So I really dig that. Then we got 3 other little buttons here. We have a mixer, a library/sampler loader, and then we have some groove packs. So like I was saying, this program right here has like a lot of different features. And now these windows, you can mix the drums, you can load in different samples of the drums, and then you can also play just like kind of stock loops as well. So there's a lot of stuff built into this. For the instance of what we're showing right now, we're in a mix setting. Let's go to the mixer and mess with the different levels of the drums and just kind of mess around a little bit. So if you notice, I'm trying to get a bigger type of sound here. That's why I was cranking up the room volume and the reverb. Right here on this little square, you have the ability to kind of blend and or balance the two. Like you want more room and less reverb. You want none. You want it completely dry. You want both kind of blown out, like huge sounding. So I'm just going to mess with this and let it cycle through just so you guys can hear what it sounds like. So here, kind of just like it's called the ambience window for a reason. Like the more room you add, the more reverb you add, the bigger it sounds, the more washed out it sounds. It's all a personal preference. For this kit, for the Hertz Drums preset that I have right now, I kind of, like I said, like I kind of like it how it sounds, like really small, closed, kind of progressive rock, tight type of sound, you know? And then last but not least, I'll show you guys right here. We got some different packs. I'm really a giant fan of the blue pack and the white pack. Those are my favorite. I've been using the rock metal preset from the white pack. Let's try out let's try power metal from the blue pack just to see what happens. All right, here's power metal. So, in my opinion, kind of still a similar type of vibe, type of sound. I mean, the levels and the different types of, articulations with the drums are a little bit different, but I think the strong suit of Hertz Drums is, like I keep saying, has that small, focused, tight drum sound, dry drum sound, not a big, giant, washed out, recorded in a cathedral type of sound. I think that's, I'm sure you could continue to tweak this to get any type of sound you want. But for me, in my opinion, I think it does the close sound really, really well. So that's what it sounds like in the context of a mix. Another thing that I really like about Hertz Drums is the looper, is the player. If you click on the grooves button on the actual user interface, it takes you to this totally different new layout that I personally never really even seen, where you have the ability to cycle through not only different genres of rock and metal, but you can cycle through time signatures as well as BPMs, and then have different variations on a constant loop. And then when you change the tempo of your project, the tempo of the drums change as well. You have the ability to double time it and half time it, all the above, man. A lot of different fills, different, dominant hands like a ride or a hi-hat, cymbals, whatever. Whole bunch of stuff, man, and it's really cool as a creator and as an artist. If I just want to loop something and come up with a riff, I can using this feature. Now, in terms of the drum sampler, that is something that I'm not really, honestly, too familiar with, or something that I use hardly at all. But, you know, that option's there as well. But for me, it's more about having the ability to read my MIDI drum files, as well as having a looper, really kind of intelligent looper. That's what I call the groove section, a looper. So going forward, the way I would use Hertz Drums, in my opinion, the most is with the Grooves tab, the Grooves button, where you have the ability to have a bunch of different drum loops and you can create and write. If I'm traveling or if I'm just elsewhere other than right here, if I have Hertz Drums on my laptop or something, I can just come up with, you know, a simple just drum groove or even a more complex one. But basically I have the ability to pull up a drum groove, pull up something to where, like, if I have an idea or a riff or something I want to work on with, you know, either myself or another person, I have the ability to load it up and do so. So I think that's really my favorite thing with this plugin. So everybody, that's my video on Hertz Drums. What do you guys think of my thoughts and opinions? Leave all your thoughts down below. A huge shout out to Hertz Drums for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much. I really sincerely appreciate it, okay? With that being said, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. I'll see you guys next time. Later.